I was like, if this is how much money I'm gonna be making every single month, I am definitely not going back to a 9 to 5. So that was kind of crazy to have like my lowest day in August be what used to be like my highest day ever. You guys, it's pretty wild to think about the fact that 6 months ago I got monetized. Actually a little bit over 6 months ago now because it's December, and I got monetized on June 1st. So at the end of November was my 6th full month being monetized on YouTube, and it is just kind of crazy, a wild ride. And I wanted to actually dive into how much money I made every single month over these last 6 months, just to kind of give you guys like a realistic expectation, a realistic view of what the potential is if you start a YouTube channel and are wondering if you can still, you know, make money, or how much money you could even really make from starting a YouTube channel this year. So in case you're new here, you don't follow along and you found me on search or something like that, let me just give you a quick recap of my YouTube journey so far. Basically, I started my channel like early mid-January of this year, 2023, because I got laid off like many other wonderful Americans out there, and I was working at a tech startup. Unfortunately, they, you know, went through some cutbacks, and I unfortunately was part of that. I was looking for work in kind of like the first half, or almost like 9 months of the year, while I was working on building my YouTube channel. But I decided to start a YouTube channel in the first place just because, you know, I knew that I wanted more for myself from my career, from my income, than what a 9 to 5 could provide. Getting laid off truly made me realize how disposable you are to companies in general, and I never wanted to be in a position again where if I got laid off, like I had absolutely no other source of income, you know, panic ensues and all of those things. So I just really wanted to take my income into my own hands. So I decided, what the heck, let's start a YouTube channel. I started making all sorts of different videos, things from days in my life, workouts I'm doing, what I eat in a day, my favorite book recommendations in different categories. And then I finally made my side hustles video, which was kind of my first like financial wellness business related type of video. And that video popped off, and that video helped me break that 1,000 subscriber mark, and it ultimately helped me reach that 4,000 watch hour requirement, which then therefore made me eligible to be monetized. I posted that video in like early May, and so by the end of May I had reached that threshold. So it took me from mid-January to end of May to get monetized, and I just have to say, like, that period was so hard. It was so hard to grow and like break that threshold, and it's kind of crazy to think that since like June 1st and breaking that 1,000 subscriber threshold, I've since been able to grow my channel to over 10,000 subscribers. I'm at like 10.8 right now, and it's just kind of crazy to see like how much I've learned, grown, and really developed myself as a YouTuber. I think I've gotten better at editing. I think I've gotten better at talking to the camera. I'm still kind of trying to narrow down my niche a little bit, but I'm hoping that I get better with every single video that I put out to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy my channel and my videos and my content. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys, and I can't believe it's been 6 months of being monetized. It's just such a blessing, and I'm so grateful. But with that, I thought it would be really fun to go through my YouTube analytics over the last 6 months and share how much I made every single month in my first 6 months being monetized as a small YouTuber, only 10,000 subscribers. So let's head over to my computer and dive into it. All right, so here we are in my YouTube analytics, you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and just head right over to analytics and the revenue tab. So first I want to, we're gonna go custom, and we're gonna go back to June 2023. Apply. This was my first month being monetized, so I thought it would be kind of fun to look at like the most amount of money I made in a day and the least amount of money I made in a day. It looks like I posted 1, 2, 3, 9 videos in the month of June. Looks like I didn't actually make money on June 1st, but the least amount of money I made in June was on June 24th. I made $9.78, and the most amount of money I made in June was $37.34 on June 12th, and my total for the month of June was $628.57. Honestly, I remember thinking that I just wanted to make like 100, 200, 300 bucks. I think I was like aiming for like 300. I knew that the minimum amount to like actually get paid out was 100, but I personally felt like I could do better than that, and I wanted to hit maybe like 200 or 300. So I was really excited to see that be over $600 for my first month being monetized. So let's then head over to July. It looks like I posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos in July and 1 YouTube short. Honestly, July started out pretty slow for me. I don't know why, like end of June into beginning of July was kind of slow from a revenue perspective, but it looks like it pretty much just had this kind of upward momentum over the course of the month, which was really awesome to see. So honestly, my lowest day was on July 1st, and I made $9.71, and And my highest day was on the last day of July. So it was really exciting to like see it just kind of continuing to go up every single day. And so on July 31st, I made $64.36. And that brought my total for the month of July up to $900.61. And honestly, what's kind of crazy about this is like down here, you can see my top earning content, and pretty much every single month in my first 6 months of being monetized, this 10 easy side hustles video is making me like majority of the income for the month. But it is also nice to see like, okay, $775, my total was $900. So that means like $125 worth was not from that video. So I'm still making some other money from my other videos, which is definitely promising to see. But I always thought it was so interesting to like look at kind of my like top earning content from each period, because sometimes it wasn't the ones with my most views. Like if something had a higher RPM or something like that, it would potentially pay me higher. But I did do individual videos every single month over these last few months to review like my top content and stuff for each month. So if you're curious about more info on like my top earning content, make sure you check out some of those other videos. All right, let's head over to August now. You guys, August was absolutely insane. I remember seeing August and I was just like blown away. I was like, if this is how much money I'm gonna be making every single month, I am definitely not going back to a 9-to-5. And actually at this time, like I was still applying to jobs. I was still looking for work from a 9-to-5. But when I saw how much I made at the end of August, I was like, you know what? I think I'm kind of done applying to jobs. Like if this is how much I'm gonna be making. So I actually kind of stopped applying to jobs in like September timeframe, because again, I was making pretty good money from YouTube at this point. So we'll dive into this a little bit further in a second, but let's look at it. So in August, my lowest day was on August 6th, which was $37.66. And like I was just saying, like in June, 2 months prior, my first month being monetized, my biggest day was $37.66. So that was kind of crazy to have like my lowest day in August be what used to be like my highest day ever. So that was pretty crazy, pretty cool. I was just blown away by this in August. August was also pretty crazy because I had, I think a couple days, maybe just 2 days where I was in 3 figures. 3 days where I made 3 figures, like so basically more than $100. So I had on August 14th, I made $102.83. On August 17th, I made $103.77. And then on August 31st, the last day of August, I made $102.29. So pretty crazy to have 3 different days where I made over $100. But my highest day was on August 17th. And that brought my grand total for the month of August to $2,183.44. Like I said, that was absolutely crazy because I was like, if this is what my normal is going to be, like, yeah, I do not need to go back to a 9-to-5. Well, unfortunately then September came. So let's head over to September, and things just like plummeted. I still don't really know what happened in September. I mean, if I look at my views, let's go back to August. My views in August was 168.8K, and then I had an RPM of $12.93, which is basically like the amount you're paid for every 1,000 views. So when you compare 168,000, almost 169,000 views and almost $13 to, then we go to September, $9.50, and the views cut like in half, then yeah, it does make sense that my revenue plummeted and basically was like less than half of what it was in August. But this definitely made me then think like, okay, well maybe I should be looking for a 9-to-5 job still, because obviously these like really high income months from YouTube are not consistent. It's not something that I can like consistently rely on every single month being $2,000 or more. So it was a little hard, because then I started having these days more similar to like June, where I was making more like $10, $15, etc. So let's see, it looks like my lowest day was on Saturday, September 23rd, where I made $10.62. And my highest day was the first day of September, because I was kind of still coming down from that peak in August, and that was $81.68. That brought my total for the month up to $855.48. Let's just add up really quick where I'm at. So my first month being monetized was $628.57 in June. Then I had July, where I was at $900.61. And then I had August, where I was at $2183.44. And then I had September, where I was at $855.48. So this has brought my grand total in my first 4 months being monetized up to $4,568.10. So honestly, you guys, like that's still amazing. 4 months making over $4,500. Like, yeah, cannot complain. But yeah, September was hard and definitely made me rethinking things a little bit. So let's go on to October. Luckily, things in October started to pick back up a little bit from views perspective. My RPM was up. So like I said, views views in September was like 89K or something like that, and my revenue was like 950. So my RPM went up to 1381, which is good, and my views were also up, so that of course brought everything up with it. Things started to pick up a bit again, which was really nice to see, but definitely nowhere near where they were in August. With that being said, it looks like my lowest income day was on Saturday, October 28th. I still made $30.11. So, I mean, having low days of $30 per day, like, I will take it. That's pretty good if you ask me. I think I had one other day where I made around $30, but otherwise it was higher than that, which was awesome and amazing. I had one day where I made $95.94. That was October 12th, and that was my highest day in October. So it seemed like things were kind of picking back up again in October, and I was definitely very happy about it. My grand total for the month of October was $1,574.85. So started to see my revenue come back up closer to August, and let's just say I was a lot happier about it. And that brings my total for total revenue earned from YouTube AdSense, 1574, up to $6,142.95 for the year. And finally, we have November, last month. So unfortunately, last month was down again from October, but you know, not bad. I really can't complain here. So November was interesting. My views were down a lot. I think I was just saying in October, my views were like 114. My views were less than half of what they were in October, which is really a bummer. 54,000, almost 55,000 views in November. But look at my RPM. My RPM was so much higher than it was in any previous month. So that's kind of why, even though my views were down significantly, my revenue wasn't down as much as like September was. The main reason here is like my side hustles video like really has truly started to slow down. I think through like July, August, and then October, for some reason, that side hustles video was still getting a lot of views, a lot of momentum, but for whatever reason, it's really started to taper off a bit, and it's fine. I get it. Like, that video has over 500,000 views now, and I'm so grateful for that because it really has helped me like fund this and be able to do YouTube full time. It's also kind of crazy to think like you can put out 100 videos. I've probably put out more than that at this point, maybe like 150 videos at this point, and one video can really significantly carry your income from YouTube. So you never really know like what video is going to pop off, and you just have to kind of keep putting content out there to see what sticks. But anyways, all of that to say, let's look at my highest and lowest days in November. So it looks like my lowest day in November was November 23rd. I think that was Thanksgiving. Probably kind of makes sense. People probably weren't really watching YouTube on Thanksgiving Day. $19.02, and most of the days were in like the mid 20s, low 30s, and I'm like pretty happy with that because $30 times 30 days comes out to like $900, or $35 times 30 days comes out to over $1,000, and like if I'm making $1,000 a month from YouTube, I'm pretty happy with that. My highest day though was on Monday, November 27th. That was Cyber Monday. I think a lot of people were probably on YouTube because of the holiday, and I made $52.92 on November 27th. That brought my total for November up to $997.14, which means my grand total for my first 6 months being monetized was $7,140.09. So yeah, that's just kind of crazy and awesome. I'm very happy with that. I'm very proud of myself for being able to grow my YouTube channel to a point where I am making, you know, not an insubstantial amount of income. This is actually, you know, a really good amount of income. I'm really happy with this, and I have no complaints. I just hope that obviously my channel can continue to grow, continue to blossom, and be able to not only be making me more income, but be able to, you know, also just like take it to the next level, be making better content, and ultimately like be helping more people out. So you guys, that's basically it. I just wanted to walk through how much money I made every single month my first 6 months being monetized, because I wanted to show you guys that, you know, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, if you started one and you're working towards getting monetized, you're almost there, that type of thing, like I want you to know that it is worth it. You can get to a point where you're making like pretty substantial amount of income, whether that be like as a side hustle or as a main source of income. I personally think, especially on these like $1,500, $2,000 months, like it's not a modest amount of money. Like that significantly helps me and Chris financially when I am having these big months. So I am so grateful to have months like that in my first 6 months being monetized, and I really hope that, like I said, my channel continues to grow and I continue to be able to, you know, make really good content that does generate me a good amount of income. But like I said, I just wanted to show you guys that it is possible and to keep going if you are almost there, or if you're even thinking about starting a YouTube channel. So that's basically it. I hope this video helps someone else out there, you know, motivate you to get going on your YouTube channel or to keep going on your YouTube channel. You can do it. I definitely believe in you. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. But that is it. I will catch up with you next time.